All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's get started. So let me just quickly zoom in and let me know if things are clear. Because with YouTube, sometimes the screen size isn't as big. When we do Zoom, it's pretty good. Okay. So let's just get started here with how we did last week. So my biggest thing with the market has been just trading it day to day. Swing trading right now doesn't work for me, and I'll explain it. And I talked about this in the meeting too last Sunday. The problem right now is everything is so war dependent. I knew that the initial reaction of the war is going to be a rally, and we've seen that rally. The problem, the problem that we keep having is the flow has been mixed. Before I get started, guys, are you able to hear me? Because I know last time there was a massive issue of audio. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me and I'll get started. Okay, I'm going to assume that everyone can hear me. Okay, so let's get started. The problem is, like I was saying, I'm going to show you some things here. Give me one sec. Let me share my tab. Okay, let's take a look at this. So this is what we use for flow, okay? If you guys look at the green line, that's where the calls are. If you look at the white line, that's where the SPY is actual. Okay. So, and if you look at the puts, they're right above there, right? So there's a very big differentiation between the calls and the puts. Now, what we're stating here is I want to give you a metaphor. Imagine this was the Bollinger Band. We should be somewhere in the white line should be somewhere in the middle. The fact that this is way out there shows that there's a lot of puts that are out the money that haven't that keep going up in size and volume, which means two things. One is either this white line goes closer to there, which means that the price is going to go down, or the red line goes down. And this would happen because puts are expiring out the money. So people are just closing them. And that's what we want to see. What we want to see is the white line in the middle and then the green and red across. So, the market's in a balanced state. That's not what's happening right now. There's a massive amount of puts and these puts are placed around this 4360 area. That's where the price is at. So we want to see if this becomes a magnet or these puts go out the money and they expire worthless. In my opinion, the reason why we're so offside right now is because I don't know if you guys know this. Again, I don't get into political opinion. On Friday, it was Jihad Day, okay? So Homeland Security basically announced that they're going to have extra people, military, police on in New York, and everyone just be careful. Then we saw some massive swings come in. Let me see if I can find any in here. So hold on. So this shows you what's the top flow for calls. This shows you the top put flow for puts. So NVIDIA is massive. I hope you guys have seen a ton of NVIDIA puts. Let me see. I saw a very big. So here's BAC. Okay, I told you guys I'm in BAC puts. 23,777 BAC puts for 23 for 12. Very cheap, 35. I don't think it's a bad play. I'm in the October 20. I saw a VIX one. There's more here for BAC. This one's 5,000. Let me show you if I can find it here. A lot of times, yeah, here you go. So VIX, this is the trade that I saw. So someone bought $8 million of VIX calls, meaning they're betting that the market's going to go down. And now, in my opinion, like when I see this in a usual circumstance, I'm looking at like, okay, let me go buy puts, the market's going down. But in my opinion, a lot of this are hedges over the weekend. Now, the war, there's a lot of very sad and very bad headlines coming in and what's happening in the world. But if we just stick with what's happening in the market, this isn't something that the market reacts to, right? This is the market expecting. They were thinking more around, the involvement in U.S. Like if there was an attack in U.S., right? Because U.S. is supporting and I'll give you an example. They're sending money to Ukraine. They're sending money to Israel. I think $200 million package was sent, and so that's what, in my opinion, people are hedging. If it gets closer to home, that's when people panic. Sadly, if it's happening far, we know it's sad, we know it's bad, but it doesn't really impact the market. If anything, every time we've seen a war, the market ends up rallying. So, in my opinion, even though the flow is saying that we're going to go down, even then the overall structure is saying that we'll go down, I think the pain side is up. If you showed up last Sunday, Zoom wasn't working. Sorry, if YouTube wasn't working, we did the Zoom call. I think I was one of the few people that was saying this is not going to be a black swan event and we're going to rip, and that's what happened. And I still think the market is going to go up. I stayed clear on the weekend. Ideally, like, here's how we closed. We closed red, which means there's an 80% chance, but this is a different circumstance. In my opinion, what's going to happen is we are going to rally again on Monday. Let's quickly go over the calendar event and then we'll go over earnings. Let's just do this and then we'll go over charts first. Okay, so I know Thursday, Powell's talking, but let's go over anything else that might be happening. So we have, I like to look at stuff that's happening after market opens, because anything that happens before gets usually adjusted. And then if it's not, then the first 5-10 minutes, we're not really ever trading. It's adjusted. So after close, FOMC member Harker speaks. On Tuesday, Canada has CPI, which we want to pay attention, because if it's too high, it does impact our market. But more importantly, we have the core retail sales. So like, you could look at Best Buy, you could look at Costco, you look at all those Target, like you could look at all that stuff. This basically tells you what our economy is doing, how they're spending. I'm trying to see. So I don't know if anyone knows this, but let me show you. Hold on. These are numbers. So if you look at it, they actually tell you what the actual, where did it go? Oh, sorry. They actually tell you what the expectation is. So they think it's going to be 2%. Last time it was 6%. So you can, and they update this live. And I did that for CPI too. It's so convenient. Initially, I would watch for news, but now I just do that. On Wednesday, we got nothing. Thursday, we got unemployment claims, pre-market, and then Powell speaks at 12 o'clock. And then on Friday, we don't have much. So we got a bunch of FOMC members speaking. We got retail sales that we need to watch out for, and then we need to watch out for Powell speaking. That's basically it. Let's switch to earnings before we get into charts. We have banks. I told you guys I'm short BAC, which is on Tuesday. I'm going to swing over earnings most likely. We've got Netflix and Tesla. We'll go over both the charts. And then we've got American Express, and that's pretty much all I'm watching. Let's go over the charts quick now. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something. If the charts aren't clear, let me know. I'll zoom in more. So this is what we've got. We had a failed breakout on Thursday, and then we had a failed breakout on Thursday. Friday too. Broke out, dropped, broke out, dropped, or we just hit the line and we just sold mercilessly, and that's all we've been seeing lately, where it goes up and then we sell a lot. This is a support we've supported in the past here. So as long as somewhere 43.27 hold, I think we're going to go back to 43, and let's see if this time we can fill the gap. So on the gap fill is what the scary part is, 44.01, and it's got the 50 moving average as well on. But from here, we got another nice 70-point ride if we do transition up. But that's pretty much what I'm watching. If you look at what the market's been doing, there's a lot of like consolidation and false breakdowns. Ideally, you want to see the market trend lower. So we want to see market open at 44.15, 44.20 and head down. But I think all of this was done because of the war, the hedging, the selling. They don't want to hold us through the weekend because they don't know what's going to happen. So if we look at this, they tried breaking this and just an immediate sell-off right after that. That's SPX. Now, what I'm watching is, I'm going to go over NVIDIA too, because the flow on that is very bearish. But again, like I said, I'm not personally 44.01. I think we get there. If we break that, then expect a Santa rally from here on. But like if you look at Netflix, I sorry if I keep bringing this up. I really, really love this chart. It's under 200 moving average. Let me throw in 200. This is 50. It's under 200 moving average chart. This is a key level. We're right there. We're back at May prices for 2023. What has Netflix done so far? They're getting into gaming. They've added more subscribers. They're taking business market share from other companies, and they're increasing prices. Like I don't know if you watch Netflix. Everyone I know have been getting messages that if someone else is on your account, add them separately. So they're starting the transition process. We are down roughly 448 to 330, 102 points so far on this. If we break 350, it was, let me just zoom in myself. Sometimes I can't see because of the glare. The low is 352. Let's say we get to 350-ish. I'm trying to be a little bit greedy here, looking for one more pullback. I don't know if we get it, but I'm looking for, before I was looking for 475 calls. Now I'm looking at a 100-point call, 450 calls for November. They're going to be dirt cheap for earnings. Even if this moves like 40, 50 points, which you guys all know, 10%, no big deal for Netflix, because it's down a lot. And that's not a good logic, but I'm looking at the company overall too, with everything going on. I think coming Christmas, you can go December too. It'll be December calls could be about $1,000, but they would be safer. But I'm looking at Netflix. I really like it. They sold. Let me just pull the flow again. Give me 1 second. They also sold a lot of AMD puts. So we'll see that. NVIDIA had puts and calls, but I'm interested in calls right now. They added, let me pull this one. This was very interesting. Let me see if I can share this tab. So I hope you can see this. So look at this one here. They added 470 puts for 1117 for 2.43 million. This is massive, but let's look at chart for NVIDIA for both sides. Hold on. So this is what, let's go 50 on this. So you have to transition from moving averages because you want to get the closest one that will give you the most. So this is 448 is the 50 moving average. If we open tomorrow, let's say we gap down, we open here, I'm looking for calls for this. I would pick NVIDIA over AMD. In the past, I've made a mistake of picking, AMD, where NVIDIA moves so much faster. So that's what I'm looking for. Usually, if you guys want to see me chart, one of the things I do is I'll use daily for my levels, but I use hourly for entry. So here's what I'm seeing, and I'll show you guys. And let's see if anyone can recognize this. So what is this, guys? Can someone tell me what this looks like? I'm going to wait till someone tell me what this looks like. And then meanwhile, I'm going to show you guys. So the plan for me is entry around this level here. Yeah, it's a bear flag. And then the goal is this, using this as a stop. And they have earnings in roughly 37 days. So we have time. So we're not really getting premium crushed on this. Really like this chart. Now, if we get above this 457 level, so this is, let me just clear this. Hold on. This is a 50-day moving average on daily. Okay. This is a 50-day moving average on, so this is hourly, this is daily. They're both 50 moving, and they're both going to act as a key level. So if we can get above 457, let's say we gap up, then I'm looking calls. Then I'm not looking for it to go down there. There is a hourly supply right here, Karn, you're right. So I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I'm going to be careful once we do get it. So 456 and 460 here are going to be up on weeklies because that's what I'm going to be playing on this. So let's say we enter 457 and we get to 460, you're going to be up on weeklies about 40-ish%. That's where if it starts struggling, you can make a bet and cancel it. I mean, like take profit. But I think what's going to happen is if we do get a rip, there are insane amount of putts. So if you missed a meeting, you're coming in late, watch the initial when I was showing you the putt to call ratio, like insane amount of putts. They're going to get closed. And if they're going to get closed, you're going to get a gamma rally on Monday. Okay. Next week is also OPEX week. Okay. So Monday, Tuesdays are usually very, very strong. Wednesdays is a window of weakness. If you're new to this, all that means is all the supportive flows go away. Okay. So Wednesday is when we can take a shot. I'm personally thinking to take a shot at puts. Monday, Tuesday, I think we can step up. Wednesday, if they do sell, it'll make perfect sense because Powell's speaking. So if we go up on Monday, Tuesday, they want to take profit, which falls. Let me tell you something, and you can write this down. So every OPEX week, Wednesday is window of weakness. OPEX weeks is the third week of every month. You can write that down. I've said that a million times. That's when, wow, I completely forgot. It's called Vena and Charm. Vena and Charm leave the market, which are also known as supportive flows. They are strongest on the week prior. So on Friday, we had the strongest amount of Vena and Charm. So you might be like, yo, we free fell on Friday. What I'm telling you is if on that Friday was next Friday, so if instead of the drop happening, we would have dropped about 150 to 200 points. We did not drop. Let me go back, show you guys 5 minutes. So we dropped from 43.76 to 43.27. What I want you to watch something here, okay? Drop, bot, drop, bot, drop, bot, drop, bot. This is Vena and Charm. If this was the coming Friday, there would have been no bot, and this would have been a merciless selling. So supportive flows, they come in and they say, if that happens this Wednesday after that, just see, you're not going to see these strong bounces. You're going to see a straight sell-off. You learn this over time, watching the market, working with pros, and like, this is this language that hedge funds use. So be careful with this stuff. Like when you're, this stuff will kill the premium. This will kill the premium because what's happening here is as this is going down, the premium's getting pricier and people are getting in. Anyone who got in around here didn't take profit. This candle cleared them out because theta is working against you too. Let me show you wicks. So if we look at hourly VIX right here, this is what's happened. In my opinion, I hope you guys are paying attention. In my opinion, they're going to sell VIX. One of the things I've noticed when you sell VIX, we skyrocket. One of the things I've noticed is Friday they overbuy VIX and Monday they oversell it, meaning you see rocketing happening. In this case, it might happen a lot more because the amount of puts out the money puts they've added is unreal. So if we start seeing a rally, if we chop, and let me put this properly, the later the rally starts, the stronger it's going to be. If they chop you for the first 3-4 hours and then London closes and then we're still chilling, after lunch, they're going to mercilessly have a face ripper rally, in my opinion. Again, my theses are always backed up with levels. If the levels don't cooperate, you know I'm going to switch in on a dime. So here's something to keep an eye on. This is where we tapped off on 3rd of October. We're trying again. If we sell off, which I think we will, we go back to 15 or 14, we're going to be back at 4,400 in no time. So we can be 4,400 by Tuesday-ish, and then we sell off. That's kind of what I'm thinking will happen. But every day I'll update you. But yeah, if you have any charts, throw them. Let's go through Tesla now. So Tesla's got earnings. Let me ask you guys a question. I want to see if you guys have been paying attention and if you trade on trends at all. What is the ongoing trend on Tesla during earning week? Can anyone tell me? Ongoing trend for Tesla during earning week. So meanwhile, let's take a look at this. Let's go daily here. Come on. You guys love Tesla. It's probably the most commonly played name. What is the ongoing trend on Tesla for earning weeks? Let's get this a little bit tight. Let me show you guys something. Share this tab. So let's see if Tesla's anywhere here. No. So someone bought 107,000. This is old. This is for this week. I saw something interesting on Tesla. Let me show you. See if I can show you this one. Someone bought 3 cent Tesla puts for 155 for this week. 7,000 of them. So about $3 is what they paid. They got 7,000. So they spent about $21,000 on this bet. I don't have any clue why anyone would do that. This person here, I hope you're paying attention. They got November 17th 200 strike for 32,000 OI for $173 million bet. This is a straight open bet on Tesla. This is what I was talking about. Anything else shows up on Tesla? Nothing. So there's basically one massive bullish bet. So since no one can answer this, I'm shocked. Most people really religiously form Tesla. Tesla earning week is the biggest waste ever. The premiums are going to be so pricey for this Tesla this week and Netflix, so pricey that they're going to theta burn majority of people. You are going to get into calls, you're going to get into puts, and they're going to play counter moves and just theta burn it. If you don't get the position right, I'd get away from Tesla. Here's what I am seeing. I'm going to show you guys. This is a breakdown. It's a very good chart, so we can play around here with it. If you guys have any charts, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of do my thing, but what I like. So, okay. So this is Tesla. This is our demand zone. This is our 50 moving average. This is our trend line. So this is called confluence. Confluence is when multiple indicators are indicating one thing. Okay. What is that one thing? If someone can please tell me. I hope you guys can answer. So let's do this properly. Come on, tell me, what does this tell you? So I'll repeat it. Number one, you've got a demand zone here. Okay, let's color this green so people. Demand zone, buy zone. Supply zone, sell zone. That's all you have to memorize. So this is where people are going to buy. Okay, that's what it means. That's one. So there's a demand zone. It's a daily zone. It's a strong zone. There's the 50 moving average. Another indicator that's a strong support. Trend line has been respecting for the most part. So this triangle that I drew is an area of interest where you can take calls. Underneath that is where my stop loss would be. So you can call it 244, 243, wherever you're good with. We should test on the top now, which is 265. Now, if I had asked anyone to check 265 call for Tesla, they're going to be extremely expensive because they have earning. So this is where you can't afford 265. You're going to have to go something like 285, 300. If you're a small account, if you're a large account, you can go take 265. But just know one thing. You're paying a lot of bucks for high IV, meaning if it doesn't do anything for like 2 hours, you're going to be down 20, 25%. So that if you're thinking a big earning move and nothing happens, and if a mid move happens you're going to lose money. So be careful with Tesla. What's something you can play that's a substitute of Tesla? Can someone answer? Come on, you guys know this. What's a substitute that you can play instead of Tesla? It's ARK. It's right at the key level. Now, Tesla, ARK, you can do 200 moving average, but I'll be paying attention. What did I just do? 200, sorry. So I'm going to show you one last thing, which is going to blow your mind, and then we'll go. Okay, so this is pretty much the goal. If you're looking for it, these should be dirt cheap. retest of 40 if that happens. Okay, so watch this. Do you see how aggressively they are selling everything and short, what do you call it, small caps? This is risk off. And what I'm trying to tell you is market can go up and all of a sudden you're going to see a major sell off in tech, but it's going to happen in stages. We're not thinking about 2 months out, 3 months out. We're thinking about how do we make money this week. So I think faces as Monday, Tuesday, we go up, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday night, we start selling off in preparation of Pavel speaking. But underneath, everything looks very ugly. If we do get the Santa rally, it's not going to be able to sustain because tech is only thing holding the market right now. Banks are dying, airlines are dying, food. And do you know why? Can anyone tell me why McDonald's is down so much and food industry is down? If I tell you the reason, you're going to think I'm crazy. Anyone, can you guys judge? And this is based on Bloomberg and Goldman Sachs. Anyone guess why restaurant industry is dying right now? Come on, I will give you the answer, but tell me. There's a movie made on this. There's a show made on it, not a movie. It's not cost. It's a drug called Ozempic. They're saying that because of Ozempic, people are gonna stop. And this is, I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. Bloomberg came up with this. They're saying because of Ozempic, which is a diabetic drug that every A-list celebrity is taken, it's sold out in Canada. It's banned in Canada because people were taking this for blood. The people are taking this for weight loss, and it's very effective. Apparently, like it's insanely good. People are going to stop drinking Coke and Pepsi, which is why their stock's down. They're going to stop going to McDonald's, stop buying junk food, and because it's going to let me rephrase what they said. It's going to take their craving down by 70%. This is the kind of market you're trading in. This is being launched by Bloomberg and Goldman Sachs. Make it make sense. So in this kind of market, when Bloomberg is saying that, you got Goldman saying 1 month there will be recession, next month there will be no recession, you got to be very careful. I personally tell my family, and I'll tell you guys because you guys are like my family, stop watching news. It's all negative. And when you watch it and then you come start trading in the market, you're like, there's so much shit going on in the world. Everything is wrong. Why is the market up? You got to clean your mind. If I was watching everything that was going Twitter and everything, I would have been like, okay, the Israel war is a black fun event. Let's just buy puts. And everyone would have been rocked. Those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, were the easiest trading days. All I did was wait for calls and then got in. Boom. They work. So you got to think for yourself. The world right now is coming to everything being negative, and the biggest funds are manipulating the audience and just saying whatever. I don't know if I think we have as a society moved to healthier ways, which we think are healthier. Most of them are non-processed. Not non-processed. They're all processed food. So on label, they're healthy, but they're not really good. So it's not really helping the health. Like more younger people are getting strokes, younger people are dying. The lifespan has gone down. So be very careful. Getting to 80% of the companies in IWM aren't profitable. They're selling it. Let's go look at BTC's chart. Let's talk bigger here so you guys can see like. Now I think, and I want to say this, companies like Amazon, companies like Apple, they're taking more market share as this is happening because people that are caught lacking and sleeping, they're getting destroyed in this time. Like look at Beyond, like so many of these companies are just taken out back because they never had a process. They didn't have a value product and they're getting taken out. Their valuations were high because everyone was buying and the hype was there. This is daily chart for what do you see? How many rejections do you see? Now, I think for war, crypto is good, right? Because that's people can move money easily. They can, if you're trying to flee the country, if you're trying to just get away from the government, this is a good way. But if we start seeing, let's go 5 minutes, like right now, crypto just boomed. But if we see, let's go 1 hour, get a better idea. If we see crypto selling tomorrow or Tuesday, it's usually like lag effect. We might see some selling come on Wednesday. Another one that I want you to guys to watch, and let's just quickly talk about it because a couple of you guys don't know much about it. So this is 10-year treasury yield, right? Anytime this goes up, it's not good for the stock market because basically what it's sending out is you don't need to invest money in stock market, sell everything and get the this interest rate instead, right? So but if this starts shooting up, the market doesn't go down right away, but it just means like you got to get ready. If this is shooting up, that you should not be swinging long. Okay, so if we look at this on a 5 minute, we gapped down. Okay, we gapped down, but the market also went down. And this is what I keep telling you for the last 1 week. A lot of these puts aren't really puts, they're hedges. You know, a lot of times when flow comes, people are like, oh, why did the flow come? It's probably a hedge. I'm not like that. I'll always try to look for a meaning by looking at the chart. But I'm telling you, right now, like, did you see the suicide Tesla trade? 155 puts for $3. What are they doing? A lot of people are just throwing, it's not a lot of money, it's 21 grand, but someone's gambling here. There, do you really think Tesla's going to 155 in a week? There, even if it drops, let's say 60, 70 points, that person is not making any money. So they're hoping for a black swan event. There's a VIX, there's an outrageous VIX trade for $8 million to which I was trying to find. It's not there. It's really out the money. So, and they come all the time. And it's just people are hedging. You go watch Joe Rogan's show. I was listening to one of the guests, and they're like, they're just buying like, what is it called? They're buying their safety groceries, like in case like something happens and they need to go to the bunker. They're collecting. When you watching this constantly, that's what people are doing. And in my opinion, because of what's happening in the war, I think when we report the numbers, not this month, next month, it's going to have an impact. So let me break this down. So when the retail sales number come, or when Costco and Target number come for next month, they're going to be really high because people are sandbagging all this stuff because of the war, because it creates this mindset that something bad can happen, because we went through that with the Russia, Ukraine, now Israel. You don't know what's happening with China and Taiwan. So people are like really stressed and nervous. Last thing before I go on to say is, when numbers are coming out, I want you to think something. This is going to make sense to you. Are these numbers reflecting what's happened today, or are these numbers a snapshot of what's happened in the past? Right? Like when CPI comes, is that impact the market? No, it's for what happened last month. Is market present looking? It's not. It's forward looking. What does that mean? When market is forward looking, it means that the market will, have an initial reaction of what's happened in the past, but then it's thinking what's going to happen next. So a lot of people get shocked that there's no reaction with CPI. It's lag numbers, right? They already have a certain level of expectation what's going to happen. And when it happens, all you're seeing at that point is puts being rearranged, which is causing the market to move up and down. 55% of what happens to SPX is 0 day. So if you're thinking beyond that, you're going to lose money. I had someone, and I'm going to talk about this in the challenge that's coming next month. If you think adding more time into your option contract is safer, it's not. It works against you. You waste more money, and a lot of times you'll be up 5 to 7%, and you don't want to sell. But when the moment it goes down, you're going to be down 20, 30% because the IV just tanked. So that's basically it for me. For a lot of you guys, I haven't announced this. In the last 4 years, I've done mentorship, I've done a lot of other things, but I've always wanted to do a live event, and I'm running my first live event, and hopefully it's going to be live as well as in person, and it's most likely going to be in Texas next month, but the virtual is good to go. It's happening November 4th, November 5th, sorry. I'm going to be running it for 5 days. I'm going to be teaching live. A lot of that teaching will be coming from, I'd say, the one-on-ones I've had, like 1,000 hours of one-on-one. So I'm looking forward to that. It's probably my biggest event because I've never spent this much time on something, and I'm going to be bringing guests in, which is what I'm looking forward to. With that, I'm out. Recap. I think personally, Monday, Tuesday is upward. Tuesday mid, you could start falling down because they're trying to hedge for Powell. From there, what Powell says, we either go up or down in terms of hedging. The market is it's not in a state of fear, but it's in a state of protection, which means that they're going to go with what's happening in terms of the chart and in the news. If we start getting pumped up, like the market starts moving up because there's any talks of peace, we're going to get a face ripper rally. If we get any kind of bad news, we're going to not tank right away because there's going to be supportive flows after this week. If any bad news comes after Wednesday, you're going to see us go to 4,200 in a flip because their supportive flows are gone on Wednesday. That's what we need to watch out. Traditionally, I waited for Wednesday to go puts, but in the last, I'd say 3 months, they started selling in the last hour of Tuesday. That's what I'll be watching for. With that, I'm out. Let me know what you guys prefer, YouTube or Zoom. I feel like YouTube is a larger pile of resources that I have that I can produce more. So that's how I've been using YouTube. But if you feel like Zoom's more, I could run it on both. With that, I'm out and I'll see you guys tomorrow.